I've been watching Raising the Bar 2. It's a very old movie from August of 2004. It was recorded by Dave Pulcinella, Mike Pulcinella, that's his brother. And I've never felt something so relatable in my life. I watched this a long time ago, but it just popped up here on YouTube and I decided to watch it again. And the stuff that he is saying and the stuff that his family is saying about him and like the support that he gets from his family, I feel like I lived this exact life for 10 years in my 20s. He's talking about he has like everything he has is from bodybuilding, and like I take a step back and I'm like, literally everything I have is because of bodybuilding. I make 6+ figures a year. I get to travel the world. I bought a $250,000 car. I bought multiple houses, and all this came from bodybuilding. And if I never started bodybuilding back in 2008, my friend Kevin Isley took me to the gym, and we went to a bodybuilding show maybe 5 months later or something like that. And, he convinced me to do a bodybuilding show. And then the next year I did one, and then I didn't stop. And I'm super grateful for that. And, you meet, people in your life at certain times and put you on certain paths. And, maybe meeting Kevin Isley, in the 3rd grade and Mrs. Bookman's class, was to set me up for, us training years later when I came back from basic training and set me on this path. And it makes me think wow, what would I be doing if I'm stuck in Washington Courthouse? Am I going to end up at a factory? Am I going to work at 35 Mall? Am I going to be dead of drug overdose or, living with my mom or whatever? I talk to my grandparents. My mom tells me these stories about so-and-so I went to school with in jail, and this is going on with this person, this is going on with this person. And they're like, oh, you should come back and visit. I'm like, I don't want to fucking go back at all. It sounds horrible. No offense, but it just sounds like a place that I don't even want to return to. But it's just crazy. And this movie was just it's so relatable. I didn't watch, I'm skipping through parts, but the parts were really hitting home, and I'm like, damn, I literally lived this entire life, my 20s, I was, I don't know if any of you guys knew I was married at one point, but I was dating this girl, and, we get engaged to get married and all this drama and stuff, and my grandparents and saying, oh, well, bodybuilding's going to ruin your life and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just kind of it did the exact opposite, actually. It made my life 10 times better. Obviously I'm not with that girl anymore, and, she's doing other things. I don't know what she's doing, but if I didn't take these steps and pursue bodybuilding, I would never even got to the point where I am now. I'd probably be stuck in fucking Ohio, hating my life. But fuck, man, this gives you a lot to think about. I don't know. I just feel like I should have shared that with you guys today. But this was super relatable to my life, and I want to share it with you guys. And if you guys are, struggling with something, or you have family that are not supportive of, what you're doing, who gives a fuck? Do what you want to do, because you never know what it's going to be if you don't follow your dream and what you're trying to do. Don't listen to the naysayers. I remember I was at Courthouse Fitness, and these guys that were working out, they're like, oh, you're not even a real bodybuilder. You're not in magazine. I'm like, bitch, just fucking wait. You already know what it is. It's your boy fucking Slink.